Hacks Season 4, Episode 4, I Love LA, gets the ball rolling with Deborah Vance's new late-night show, casting the typically impenetrable Deborah in her most vulnerable spotlight yet. Following a brief stint in Vegas in Hacks Season 4, Episode 3 for a writer's retreat, Deborah and her head writer/frenemy, Ava Daniels, prepare for Deborah's very first episode back in Los Angeles. While their feud has simmered down since their fierce showdown over the Hacks Season 4 2-episode premiere, the tension between them is still palpable, as is the love. The direction of Season 4's Episode 4, by Paul W. Downs, takes on a more sophisticated tone, as this season is by far the most like a true dramedy than previous ones. Intentional match cuts between Deborah and Ava sitting alone at restaurants brilliantly establish their similarities and their stark separation. While the episode is still big on laughs, especially with the return of Jimmy and Kayla after their notable absence from Episode 3, I Love LA has some of the most touching moments in the series, particularly when Deborah takes the advice of Carol Burnett, who has a cameo, to perform for only one person in the room to overcome her nerves. Hacks Season 4, Episode 4 tastefully reveals Deborah's vulnerability as she achieves her childhood dream. Deborah finally getting her armor cracked at this junction is a perfect development. Deborah Vance, Jean Smart, overreacting in Hacks Season 4 EP3. Image via Max. After starting with a fantastic behind-the-scenes montage to the tune of Queen's Breakthrough, the episode dives right into Deborah's first late-night dress rehearsal. The scene also offers another first for Deborah as she experiences a panic attack, which she vehemently denies. This, combined with a bizarre accident involving a go-go cage and poppers that leaves her hospitalized, makes this version of Deborah the most vulnerable yet. The pressure of achieving her childhood dream finally chips through her armor. The people around Deborah are supportive yet demanding. Winnie's forceful generosity in having Deborah seen by a doctor is more of a protective measure than a gesture of kindness. Even Damien, who has big shoes to fill with Marcus's absence, demands Deborah's attention and time to boost his social status. Not to mention that an HR representative has to be present for all of Deborah's conversations with Ava. Deborah is flailing without Ava, yet she continues to push her way out of spite. Through its first 4 episodes, Hacks Season 4 has taken the most care in the nuances of Deborah and Ava's dynamic. At times, their interpersonal struggles feel like those of a married couple, and their feud more like a breakup. Deborah shining the spotlight of her mind on Ava to get through her monologue was poignant and touching, making her emotional moment in the hospital lobby with Ava by her side all the more meaningful. Hopefully, this will be the beginning of their Season 4 healing arcade. Hacks Season 4 continues to flex its elite writing and direction in both comedy and drama. Hacks delicately balances shifts in genre while also expanding its ensemble cast. Deborah Vance, Jean Smart, and Ava Daniels, Hannah Einbinder, in The Office in Hacks Season 4 EP3. Image via Max. The writing and direction in Hacks Season 4 have been so impressive and even better than in past seasons. The darker, more intense tone of Hacks Season 4 departs from the non-stop comedic approach of past seasons, which make the Emmy-winning series even more compelling. Regardless of genre, Hacks is currently serving some of the best quality on television, period. That said, as with Hacks Season 4, Episode 3, the 30-35-minute runtime of Hacks episodes forces new and returning characters to be featured less frequently, which runs the risk of becoming overstuffed. Jimmy and Kayla, who could feasibly run their own Hacks spin-off series, take a backseat to surprise cameos, recurring characters of old, and new supporting cast members. With Hacks having such prime TV real estate, it walks a fine line between sticking to its core cast while expanding its ensemble. A few of the bits in the latter half of the episode were arguably less effective, including the whole sex shop spiel from the odd cashier who knows an awful lot about lubricants. That scene ultimately felt like an unnecessary low point in a season that is jam-packed with fantastic characters and storylines. I would have much rather watched Kayla and Jimmy do literally anything, or perhaps take a peek at what Marcus is up to during this time. I'm also slightly wary of the rise of Damien, who uncharacteristically uses Deborah for nightlife cred, something Marcus would not approve of. This shift in his character seems to be driven by the change of location from Vegas to LA, where, as Damien says himself, everything is much more competitive. It contributes to the Hacks Season 4, Episode 2 motif of the coyotes, which implies that Deborah would be subject to trickery and manipulation. This further demonstrates that Deborah not only needs Ava for her talent but also for her honesty and friendship throughout Hack Season 4.